from nothing to a fully functional business with an open company in the US within 2 months. This is how fast one of my clients I helped launch their business from 0 to 1. And I will show you exactly step-by-step implementation that we have used on our clients, of course, which I used for myself, because I already built in my third startup based in Silicon Valley. So today's video would be long, but it would be the full breakdown of the blueprint how to build your AI startup from a founder who've done it many times. We need 8 steps to build an AI startup business. Let's start with the first, which is finding your product concept. Start with a problem, not with a product. The first step is to understand the core problem you want to solve with your AI product. Who is experiencing this problem? How painful the problem is? And this is something people actively seeking the solution for. What alternatives do they currently use? And why aren't they good enough? How do you know that this problem is worth solving? The harsh reality is that people don't care about your AI until it is solving their problem. If you can explain the problem you are solving and show the people that it's worth their attention and money, you are building a business without a foundation. Let me show you how we applied those questions to one of my clients who wanted to create an AI psychologist, which, by the way, we already created. Before we come up with an idea for the psychologist, we discovered the challenges, and the first thing is that adults are struggling with daily mental health and children need specialized support. A couple of problems she noticed that people face the most. After that, we realized, okay, let's break down these ideas. No matter how many we came with, we identified 2 ideas that were the most promising. And the alternatives is traditional therapy that costs from $100 up to $300 per session, or self-help books that sometimes could be harmful if this is not from the real experts. So we decided to validate both ideas. But then we realized that the problem with adults was more compelling and popular, and to be honest, even they are ready to pay money for, and we can monetize it faster than, for example, the problem with kids. Now we've identified with them a problem. You must validate it with the real people. Create a structured survey or interview to test whether your assumptions are true. The questions which you might include: what is the challenges you face with your problem? Have you tried solving it? What worked? What didn't? Would you pay for a solution that solves this problem? Why or why not? After gathering feedback, you'll have refined your hypothesis. People struggling with problem experience pain point, and existing solutions don't fully solve it because of the reason. My solution can help you buy and your unique approach. Please subscribe to this channel because I share a lot of insights about AI, startups, because I live in Silicon Valley. I am founding all the time the startups. I've previously sold one and all of them was in AI. Also, I'm sharing about the future of work and how you can monetize AI even if you don't have technical skills, technical background. So we are here to gather all of the opportunities which AI can create for us. So back to the second step is to build an AI startup to understand your market and competition. Many founders realize later that they are targeting the wrong audience. This stage will help you to identify your opportunity, understand competition, and position your solution properly. Understanding your market size helps you to understand AI startup is a scalable opportunity or a small niche with a limited growth potential. When people ask you about what is your TAM, meaning what is your market size, total addressable market, if you're building an AI psychologist, for example, the TAM is a global mental health market. If anyone in the world who could benefit from your solution use it, what would be the market size? Second term you might have heard is SAM, service addressable market. It's just a smaller niche market. For example, English-speaking online therapy users, this a portion of the total addressable market that your business can realistically reach based on geography, industry, or market conditions. And SOM, service obtainable market, is the size of your SAM, addressable market, you can potentially convert. How many customers would realistically benefit from buying your product or service now? Then the next step is to identify direct and indirect competitors. Direct competitors are similar to your solution, and indirect competitors provide alternative solutions like, for example, human therapies. The second is to break down their features. For example, what they actually provide as a value. How much are they pricing their solution? What messaging in ads or in content do they use? And the third is to find the gaps. If an existing AI psychologist lacks personalization, you could differentiate by offering a custom AI psychologist that trained on a lot of people and your model is better. Once you completed market research, compile 2 documents, and with them you will avoid wasting time and resources on a product that doesn't fit the market. You'll start with the confidence and clarity. Defining how your AI product will solve the problem. It's cool to have a technology that nobody has, but your AI startup is designed to solve a real problem. At this stage, we need to design how clients will interact with it and define the solution. What is the core problem I'm solving? How does my AI automate, optimize, and simplify the user's workflow? And what existing solutions out there? And how is mine better? If you're building an AI marketing assistant, your key solution should focus on the core problem it solves. For example, I'm building right now an AI ad manager that automates campaign creation, optimization, and scaling so that you can maximize your return of ad spend with just simply our agent, without doing work manually, without hiring agencies or media buyers. AI watches how your ads are doing and moves your money to the ones that works the best. Understanding the whole insights across different channels, no matter how many channels you have, in a single second. You save 70% of your time and of course advertising money, because now your ads are working better. This gives you time to work on more important things, avoid some additional cost for advertising management, and plus increase the actual return of ad spend. The next step is to design a user flow that directly addresses pain points and structure your minimum viable product. An MVP is the simplest working version of your product that solves the main problem. User flow is the path people take through your product. MVP and user flow work together like this. MVP equals what features to include, the most important ones, and user flow is how people will use those features. When you are building your MVP, you create a simple user flow that takes people directly to the solution. Sometimes it calls like aha moment, because people have to realize very quickly how they actually get the value from you. It's time to make your AI truly irresistible. Your product needs to be special to make people want it. For that, you need one main thing: unique value proposition or unique selling proposition. Sometimes people call it USP as well. Value proposition is a core reason why users should choose your product over competitors. Answer these questions. What problems does your AI fix? Why is it better than other options? What can your AI do that others cannot? There is a simple formula for writing your unique value proposition. For example, our product helps who fix problem by how it works, so they get the solution. Our advertising manager helps businesses and agencies automate campaign creation and management so they can increase the return of ad spend while spending 70% less time on manual management. And plus, we are doing it for a fraction of cost. The next is you have to make sure that your business model is as strong as your product. Picking the best way to charge people for using your AI or different type of products, setting prices that helps you earn the most of money, and let's look at each part of that one by one. How will we make money? Will people pay monthly, pay each time they use it, or something else? What is the best way to charge? Should we have different prices for different features? Should some things be free? What should the price be? Too cheap means less money for your business. Too expensive means fewer people will buy it. And without a good business plan, even the coolest AI won't last very long. A strong business model answers 2 big questions. How does your AI help people? How does your business make money? And here is the business model options for AI startup. For example, monthly payment, pay for what you use. People pay based on how much they use your product. Like OpenAI, they have tokens, right? And credits, and you can kind of charge for that. Then tiered pricing. People pay more to get better features. For example, each tier has additional features. Then freemium model. Some parts are free, but people pay for the advanced parts. For example, OpenAI uses freemium model. Is ChatGPT free, but some bigger, better things are subscription model, big company deals, special prices for enterprise companies that need a lot of your product. To have a long-term success, your startup needs clear financial projections. This will include how much money you will make as you get more customers, how much does it cost to get you to the next milestones, how much money each customer will bring over time. These business metrics called lifetime customer value. For a psychologist, we choose a subscription-based model to give user continuous access to emotional health insights. The AI marketer, on the other hand, adopted a SaaS model with a tiered pricing based on numbers of users. So you've designed a product, nailed the offer, and mapped the user flow. Now it's time for the people to use it and to know about it. So here's your step-by-step plan to launch and grow your AI startup in the market. Step 1 is figure out who will use your product before you run any ad or send any email. Define the target audience. Be ultra specific. Who would want to use it first? What problem do they have that bothers them? What do they already pay for to solve this problem? And if you can describe their problem better than they can, they will trust that you can solve it. Step 2 is figure out where to find the people who need your AI solution, who already sells to them. You could work together potentially. Can I leverage my network to introduce my product? I had a client with an idea for the real estate industry. She was a real estate expert, and we've created an AI business around that topic. We understood that the first potential customer could actually be her employer, because that's what she observed as a problem. That's how she came up with the idea, and that's how we actually created our go-to-market plan. You have to focus on 1 or maximum 2 channels that can predictably generate leads. Don't chase everything. If you are a serious person, then you have non-negotiable commitments that you will have to hit every week. 1 YouTube video per week, 5 emails that you have in your list per week, 5 LinkedIn posts per week, 7 tweets per week, and so on. 1 Instagram story per day, 5 reels. You establish base inputs that are non-negotiable. Build a simple funnel that answers 3 questions. How do users find me? aka where your traffic comes from. Do they get interest? I mean by CTA is clear enough for them. And how do I convert them? Do I invite them for a demo, trial, call, or they just can sign up? Now, we will create a 2-year marketing plan, set the aim for your AI company. Objective is to get your first 100 users, get testimonials, and from that, we are transitioning to the phase 2. Double down on what is working the best, create great case studies from your first happy users, and then scale this process. And of course, while you are doing that, you will add more channels. Now you have a solid marketing strategy framework with your customer profile, choosing channels, and sales funnels. 2-year launch plus scale roadmap. Many times you don't need a better product. You just need more people to know about it. Distribution is leverage. This strategy gives you that. The core part of marketing is branding. How people feel when they see, hear, or talk about your business. Perception is the first level of the value. The better you packaging, the more valuable your product appears. So if you want to build a startup that feels trustworthy, giving your AI product a good name. Pick up a short, easy name people can remember. Brainstorm 10 or 20 names by using ChatGPT or 11 Labs, or at least just Google Translator. Check the domain availability on Namecheap or Hostinger. I think it's the best provider for 2025. This is like what I've seen and observed so many times, that like just this basic understanding of branding really can set you apart, like from the very early stage companies, when you can deliver your message clearly. It shouldn't be so fancy, but it should be clear and concise. Remember to play with the colors because they evoke the emotions. For example, blue is stability, green, prosperity, purple, luxury, red, action, and so on. Please be consistent across all of your documents, presentations, product, wherever you are doing. This part matters more than the logo. What is your brand message? For example, we help agencies save 10 hours a week on ad campaigns with zero compromise on performance. That's simple, it's clear, and it speaks to an outcome. All you need is just a simple logo like a Stripe, PayPal, or LinkedIn, a clear landing page headline with your brand promise, and if you don't know how to create a landing page, please watch my video somewhere here, how to create a website for free in 2 minutes, just super easy with AI. So by the end of this step, you should have a good name and logo, colors that look right for your business, a message that people understand, enough design to look real and trustworthy. If you're at this stage, you've done more than most of people. You validated the problem, you packaged the solution, mapped your go-to-market, and now you want others to buy it. This step is all about 3 important things: making a plan to tell people about your AI so they want to buy it, and creating a story about how your product is actually creating the value and provide the value. Step 1 is to sell the solution, not the feature. No one buys an AI automation because it is trendy right now. They buy because of the outcome. So start with the problem and make it feel them expensive to ignore. Second, show where you are going, not just what you are solving now. Tell people right now we help with Google ads and Facebook ads, but soon we will help with all the ads. Predict which ones will work the best and save people even more time. Third, break down the business model to investors and to partners. Use real finance projections that you have done before in this video. Then of course you have to pack everything what we discovered today in one pitch deck, and I've gathered for you more than 30 different pitch decks which actually was able to raise a lot of money here in Silicon Valley. So if you are interested in that, please find the link below, pitch decks for startups, where you will see the whole breakdown, how you have to position your first slide, the second slide, third slide, and so on. And I hope that it will help you to create a really winning pitch deck. We've created everything we need to actually launch successful AI startup or product. Right now it's just the document work, but it's very necessary part, legal preparation for launch. In this step, I'll break down how to set up your company legally to make sure that you have all necessary documentation and have all partnerships in place to scale after your launch. You don't need to become a lawyer, you just have to have a lawyer or a checklist for clarity. The first step in legal setup is to pick up the right type of the company. One core question you have to ask yourself is, am I planning to raise the capital for this company, or I would like to run a lean, profitable machine? Just by answering this question, you will already understand which type of company you have to set up. Just like different bikes are made for different type of riding, companies come in different types too. The first option is to choose C Corporation in Delaware. This is the best for AI startups that are raising venture capital money or planning to issue equity to co-founders or early employees. The second option is LLC, best for founders who would like to set up a money machine without any investments. For example, for one client, we set up the Delaware C Corporation because we know that that business wants to attract investments. For another type of business, we set it up LLC in Florida because those business owners do not want to attract any investors and they just would like also to have some beneficial tax rate. I mean like zero tax rate. And Florida is one of the states which has actually zero tax rate. So here's your checklist to operate legally and protect your business. First, get a business ID number, EIN. Then make operating agreement for how your company will work. 3. Open a bank account for your business. 4. Make IP agreement if you work with other people. Then create a term of service and privacy policy for how people will use your product. This is very necessary. You can just use ChatGPT to create these 2 documents and then add it to your website and to your application or wherever you have. Step 3 is to find the partners before you need them. You have to set up your Stripe or Paddle or other financial processors, and then of course you have to set up your email sequences, CRM software, bookkeeping, accounting, but this you will understand just along the way. We just walked through the entire journey of building an AI startup or any other type of product from scratch, all the way to being legally incorporated and ready to launch. Remember, just by skipping one step and the whole startup can be destroyed by itself. Most people think that an AI startup or any other product is all about technology, having the best idea or features, and that's why they actually fail. Most people think that building an AI startup is all about technology, having the best idea, the best features, and to be honest, that's why they fail. When I helped a psychologist to create her AI project, the beginning was not from building. It was right away from validating the problem, finding the pain points, analyzing the market, and all of that until we actually got into building the product. And this is, to be honest, the secret sauce to build the successful company. Understanding for who you are building this, and only then actually build it. So I hope that this video was very helpful for you. And if you are serious about building your AI business, your product faster and without an expensive mistake that most founders make, I can help you to go from having an idea or a concept to ready to launch in 8 weeks. At Fortify, my consulting company, we have such program, 0 to 1 projects, that takes you through every step we've covered today, but with my direct guidance. The spots are limited because I work directly with each founder, with each company, so apply now if you're ready to build. You can find the link below, fill out the form, and then I would love to see you for a short consultation to see if we are fit for this program.